We're at the SME XPO London, meeting with the brands changing our world. What's brought you to the show today?
Networking, running a business, setting up a business, whatever stage in the journey of a business you're at, meeting people is one of the most important things that you can do. To try and learn as much as you can, be introduced to as many people as you can, and that's completely what I'm about.
And what inspired you to be an entrepreneur? I know that you run multiple businesses. How did you get into entrepreneurship?
I actually started my first business on the back of a mental breakdown.
Oh, wow.
So I was working for a company. I was employed there for 5 years. I did a very good job. I was very happy. And a lot of kind of personal circumstances came crashing down around me, and I kind of just folded. I kind of broke mentally. And my first actual job back in the world of, of working and employment was to start up a business.
And what advice do you have for any aspiring entrepreneurs that are watching the show today?
Don't be afraid to fail. You have to be prepared to go out on your shield. And that mentality is what will see you succeed or not. You never lose in business. You just learn from experiences and you move forward with that learning and you apply that knowledge. But don't be afraid to take that challenge on head first and expose yourself to people who have done that. So many people I know, I had a business that was close to failure last year with the economy, and it was tough at times, to kind of try and think your way out of it. So many entrepreneurs were saying to me, this is part of business. This isn't you. This isn't personal. This is something that you can learn from and now apply yourself and be a better entrepreneur because of it.
Well, thanks very much for your time today. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Tracy, it's great to see you at the SME XPO. How have you found the conference and what made you attend today?
It's been interesting. It's the first time I've been to an SME Expo before, and I just kind of wanted to get some new ideas. I'm still quite early in my journey with my business, and I wanted to come out and network with some new people, kind of broaden my horizons within the industry that I specialise in, and I'm keen to work with fast-growing SMEs as well. So that's what's brought me here today.
And what inspired you to start your business? What's the story behind your company?
I help managers and leaders be better at their jobs. What inspired me to start my company was I see time and again a lot of frustrations where people want tools. They want to know how to do things every day. And my company is called Practical Training Solutions, and it really is about giving managers and leaders and aspiring leaders of the future learning that's accessible, that's meaningful, and that's practical. I was also very curious within my business to combine face-to-face and virtual training with learning technology as well. There's some great learning providers out there from a learning tech point of view, great training providers out there that do face-to-face. I'm curious to combine the two with some of the learning programs that I offer. So,
Tracy, thank you very much for your time today. Really appreciate it.
no problem. All right, great to meet you.
Great to meet you.
We're management consultants supporting businesses around issues related to intellectual property. As a part of a larger group, the Rouse larger group is a fairly traditional IP services business with patent attorneys and trademark attorneys across Europe, Middle East, Southeast Asia and China. But in the consultancy, we're helping businesses to understand how those assets can function as a moat, as a barrier to the competition, to maintain the uniqueness of their offering. Well, obviously AI. I mean, everybody says it, but it's absolutely true. It's going to cause transformation of businesses, and it really makes an interesting shift in where value resides amongst assets. If we think back to kind of the 20th century, a lot of it was in hard tech and traditional technology, but now so much more value is residing in data sets and algorithms, and really having a good understanding of those as business assets is going to be really important to understand what keeps you and differentiates you from the competition.
Sharon, great to see you at SME XPO. So perhaps you can tell me a bit more about your company.
We specialize in empowering businesses with AI adoption so that they can understand what AI does for them, how they can adopt, strategize, understand, and manage and do this in a very confident and secure manner and successfully as well. Because there's a lot of fear about AI, and it's really good to see today that many businesses are talking about AI quite openly, and we literally out there to empower them.
And what are some of the challenges that your customers are facing right now?
Firstly, knowledge. They don't understand what is the right AI use case or business value for them. And then when they find out how to and what to do with AI, they sometimes don't have the skills internally to manage it and also make it ethical and governed. Again, knowledge is the second challenge in terms of managing and governing. And lastly, the technology and governance is changing so quickly, which means from a knowledge point of view, it's really challenging to keep up with it. So we try to solve all three barriers of understanding, managing, and keeping up with the change. The next step for a business is to think strategically, think proactively, and think about the wider impact of what AI can do for their business from a strategic change point. So there's a lot of business and things they've got to think of.
Graham, thank you very much for your time today.
William, pleasure. Thank you.
Data. So we're not using pre-existing data, we're generating that data for the first time. And we use AI and machine learning across our product, but in particular in two places. One of those is if you're running research in 30 countries concurrently, you wrote a survey once in French, but it's happening in 30 countries in 23 unique languages across maybe 150 different audience or panel styles. You need to bring that data back from 150 different sources but put it all in one place. You need to have the same quality controls that run across all of it to make sure there aren't duplicates or fraud or misrepresentation or bad behaviour or incompatibility of the answers. Those are really complex problems to solve with people, and as a software business, our entire reason to exist is to solve it with technology.
Sam, it's great seeing you at the SME XPO. Can you tell me a little bit more about why you decided to exhibit this year?
So we work with SMEs and corporates to effectively help them invest in nature-based projects as part of, say, a sustainability strategy or a carbon program. So they might be looking to develop net zero, or it might be more general kind of ESG or CSR initiatives. For us, this was a really good opportunity to promote our Carbon Club. So our Carbon Club is effectively a easy solution in that it offers an automated process for buyers from individuals and small businesses to go through and have a look at what projects we have available. They can use our site and our Carbon Club, become a member, and select their project portfolio to begin investing in those projects.
It's such a great initiative. So all the best with the business, and thank you very much for speaking to me today.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you.
For a lot of small to medium enterprises, the legal framework they're operating under is often ignored, and some small businesses are relying on terms and contracts they've copied and pasted from the internet, or they might have a go at doing it themselves. And a lot of our clients have actually gotten into a bit of trouble in that they've entered into agreements they didn't fully understand or signed on their suppliers' papers. And what we're trying to do is help them get things right, and therefore save them money in the long term, make sure their employment contracts are right, make sure their shareholders' issues are in order. For the immediate future, I think the sort of evolving of AI and legal tech in that space is going to be very interesting. I think if I was a junior lawyer just coming out of law school now, I'd be a little bit concerned about the future, because I think a lot of what junior lawyers have traditionally done is going to be replaced by AI. So we no longer need teams of juniors doing doc review. AI can do it for us in a matter of minutes. But I think that's an opportunity. It frees up people to do more interesting things, and they can focus their minds on actual legal problems rather than just scanning documents. And I think that's also an opportunity for entrepreneurs and small businesses, because it's invariably going to lower costs of accessing good legal services, and that's really benefiting everyone.
If you take a sort of holistic look at the IOD and our branding, it's a very big, it's a big brand, and it sort of shouts corporate governance. But within that, we have a number of offerings that I think for small businesses. So we have a information advisory service, which is legal and tax helplines, and these are aimed at small startup businesses, helping people who are trying to put something together and lift their business up. And we have a number of our courses which we have brought within the membership of the IOD. So if you're a small business, you rely on the interconnections in an office and you're working with each other. And so when you've got a dispersed workforce, there are many people finding that very good.
Yeah.
So really, it's how do you help them and offering them places to come in and say, right, bring your team in this today, come in and put this week, come and work here together. We're a group of very driven members and a very intimate members, and it's pulling them together and helping people connect.
Jeremy, thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you. As you know, it's a huge success. It's nice to be here, and we've had some really good conversations so far today, and we're very much looking forward to the next day and a half. Thank you.
What brings you to the SME Expo?
Basically, I just came here in order to meet up with investors because my company is investing heavily into what I would say the tech space. Currently, we are an exporting company. We export food products into the UK and also into the US. But we digitalize the export part of what we do, and we needed to get more investors.
And how many years have you been in the industry for?
We've been doing this for about the company was started off in Nigeria, the parent company in Nigeria, the company here in the UK, and also the one in the US. So the business has been growing continuously. But what we're doing now is expanding into the international space.
And do you have specific industry focus?
Yeah, we're more concentrated on food items. For now, we are only dealing with African food products, all sorts of African food products, Nigerian food products, but we're already working on diversifying, bringing in African fabrics, artwork.
And in terms of your model for growth, what does the future look like?
It's enormous, actually, and that's really the reason why I'm here. Because currently, one is to upscale what we do. Initially, we started as a B2B business, but currently now we are moving into the B2C space. So, and once you change the trajectory of your business from a B2B to a B2C, your level of upskilling is just enormous. So, I would say that as it is now, the future is exceptionally great.
Awesome.
In fact, as a matter of fact, in the next 1 year, I'm very sure that Moana should actually have a space in major countries of the world.
Amazing. And in terms of future trends, hot topics, what do you think is going to dominate the export industry?
Products within the food and within the technology space. That's what I think. And that's why you see my company is also trying to combine the both. Not only just dealing with food products, but also being able to provide the technology-driven part of it so that more people can have access to what we have to offer within a limited space. I mean, you are just in your home, we deliver these items to you in the comfort of your home.
Balaji, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.